Hello and welcome to episode 1 of my playthrough of IXION. We're going to be starting this today. We can delete this thing. That was just from the A Quick Look At video. So basically this game is a probably best described as more of a city builder come resource management from what I can tell, but there appears to be a story going on in the background. It's an interesting prospect. I don't know a massive amount about it, I should say, because I haven't been looking into it. I just knew that it kind of looked like it would be up my alley. So we're going to be starting this today. Let's get on with it. Just a quick note to those running on 21:9 or watching on 21:9. The game more or less centers most of the HUD elements, so there shouldn't be anything you're really missing. There's just like some notifications, as far as I've seen so far. Just a bunch of notifications that appear all the way over on the left-hand side of the screen. But everything should be in your field of view as much as it is mine.
Launch control, we have Tiqqun clearance for shuttle launch. Initiate Stanford protocol.
Clear procedures, check. Guidance go.
Okay, algorithm online.
Attested safety protocol, check.
Launch control to EMB Charon. All systems are go.
Launch is imminent. Personnel are instructed to evacuate the launch pad.
Yes, 30 seconds.
Deflectors out.
Visualize the proximity Tiqqun structure.
VVS Tiqqun to EMD share. You have clearance for final approach. EMD share. You have been assigned to Tiqqun Docking Bay. Welcome on board, passengers.
Okay, we are now in game.
Shuttle EMV Sharon is now docked. Sector 1 empowered and pressurized. Munchie decontamination protocol online. Disembarkation authorized. Message to crew members. Welcome on board the Tiqqun, property of DOLOS Aerospace Engineering Corporation. You will soon be given your assignments, but until then, please continue to wait near the docking bay. We hope you have a productive voyage. and would like to thank you for your contribution towards humanity's future. Administrator, I am Eden, the personal assistant installed on board the Tycoon. In accordance with the Munchie Protocol, I have been designed to take into consideration your complete psychological profile so that I may more accurately respond to any needs you may have. My primary purpose is to ensure the Tycoon's automated systems function efficiently. I will keep track of the tasks that are necessary for you to fulfill your prerogative of reaching Proxima Centauri and carrying out field research, mining operations, manufacturing protocols, and DOLOS colonization tests.
Okay, so I have a limited amount of time before the next transmission. I imagine most of today is going to be filled with tutorials. I'm not sure how much editing I'm going to need to do with this. We're going to have a look-see and basically just allow the game to guide us, because I only have half idea of what the game is actually going to be telling us to do. But anyway, let's see. We have basic controls. That makes sense. It's going to take a little bit of use, getting used to. Zoom fairly far in. For a while, it looks like the left and right hand monitors are going to be largely superfluous.
Administrator, I wanted to introduce you to your first tasks personally. I'm DOLOS' cryonics lead, Marduk Council member Giovanni Battista. So, let's see. Your first objective will be to begin setting up essential infrastructure aboard the Tycoon, meeting the environmental conditions that are required to support your crew. Having laid these foundations, you will then oversee the installation of the VOHLE engine and perform a short test jump to Proxima Centauri. Upon arrival, your research teams will carry out a brief survey of the local space, gather a few rock and coal dust samples, fire up the colonization protocol, begin building the foundations for mankind's future, yada yada yada. And then you'll come back. Now, in order to achieve this, you'll need to familiarize yourself with the Tycoon's core functions. It's no big deal. There's the production, stockpiling and distribution of resources, construction, balancing of power output with allocation. Oh, and space exploration, setting out expeditions and all that. Basically, everything needed to establish scientific advancement and harmonious autonomy on board the Tycoon following the first test of its VOHLE engine. Eden's gonna display and keep track of your main objectives. Oh, and Administrator, don't let the position go to your head. Veneer has insisted to center DOLOS' focus on the Tycoon, but this mission is just in preparation for our next project, the Protagoras. The Marduk Council worked damn hard to pull this mission together ahead of schedule. So, toe the line, do as you're told, and bring the Tycoon back in one piece. Leave the grand gestures and saving of mankind from ecosystemic destruction to us, okay? One last word of advice. We don't all think like Veneer DOLOS. As of yet, no human law has been officially established amongst the stars. That sounds like an opportunity knocking to me.
Not much of a fan of the, let's see if I can get the word right, mastication, I think it is, in his dialogue. I don't know why they had him eating toast, I'm guessing. It doesn't really add anything or remove anything, other than the fact that he's talking to us while he's having a meal. And some people don't like those noises. Okay, upper left tells me to build a workshop. Let's build it near the entrance, why not? It doesn't say where to build it. Is R rotate? R is rotate. Connect the workshop with a road. Build a stockpile. Road construction tool, nice and simple. Ah, it's click click. Can I slow down the speed of that? Interior camera sensitivity mouse. Interior view camera rotation sensitivity. This is probably it. Let's bring it down a bit. The up and down seems okay, but that seemed a bit fast. Yeah, that's way too quick. Was it not that one? Camera rotation. I imagine rotation must be that I can actually rotate the camera around, in which case the one I probably want is this one. I was assuming rotation was because I'm rotating around the torus. That's better. Oh, and I can just mouse wheel out to the external view. Okay. Middle mouse button is rotate of the camera itself. Okay, and that's fine. Right, what's the one next? Build a stockpile. This would be good to be more central, but I'd kind of need to remove the roads first to figure out where to put things. We will drop this here and then connect a road on the other side of it. Set to the stockpile to store alloys. This is actually very hands-off, which isn't necessarily a good thing. It's not a problem for me because I've played enough games to be able to intuit a lot of this, but check the alloy icon above the supply, which we already did, didn't we? Right. Click on the alloys icon above a supply to collect the resources. No, that's not what it wants. So this is the alloy icon above a supply. Oh, it's talking about these. These are the supplies. And at the minute we don't have storage for some of these.
Administrator, I have established a connection with DOLOS's lead data scientist, Ep01.
Administrator, Mr. DOLOS has made it abundantly clear when it comes to security. Given the importance of the Tiqqun, we must have full control over what is happening inside the station. My name is Ep01, DOLOS's lead data scientist and member of the Marduk Council. My department have just completed final synchronization between Eden and our data treatment tool, the DLS. The DLS, or Data Listening System, is capable of scanning, recording, and parsing exchanges of any kind. The DLS programming that is a part of Eden will filter all data collected and bring to your attention only the most relevant information. It will also provide you with a condensed overview of any situations that may arise and formulate potential future outcomes. It will permit you to give direct orders without having to go through additional unnecessary paperwork. Eden will then take care of everything via their DLS accreditation. As is often the case with tools produced by my department, I think you'll find that once you start using the DLS, you'll never be able to do without it. Oh, and before I let you go ahead and start writing history, Dr. Munchie, our lead medical expert, wanted me to bring to your attention a possible side effect of VOHLE jumping. Whilst there is a correlation between prolonged space travel and the development of early onset dementia, he believes that a VOHLE jump has the potential to accelerate this process, although this is yet to be proven. His recommendation is for you to immediately send any crew members that are exhibiting uncharacteristic or symptomatic behavior to an infirmary, as these facilities are equipped to treat the mind as well as the body. Remember that all of your actions and choices are being recorded by Eden. We are not affiliated with any national or even international organization. The only people that you are answerable to are those of us who sit on the Marduk Council, who represent the collective interests and ambitions of the company.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Okay. We have a tutorials button over here. So this is it. So most of the tutorials appears to be put into a encyclopedia of sorts. That's not a bad thing, because at the very least you then don't need to skip tutorials, even if you forget to turn them off, because you can turn them off in the settings. IXION features 3 different player views: internal, external, and the planetary system map. You can switch between views via the navigation panel located in the bottom right corner, or by mouse wheeling all the way out or in. Interior. This view shows the interior of the station where most player actions occur. This view is for Tychoon's structural improvements and enjoying the sights of space travel. This view allows you to move through and explore the planetary system with Tychoon Station and your various exploration ships. You can pan by holding the right mouse button, zoom in, rotate. Actually, it's missing that. You can hold the middle mouse button and move left and right to rotate. So it should highlight this. Oh, it has. It's done it in white. Weird. Why not do it in green, the same colour as these and the same colour as these? Fair enough. Yep, so we already figured all of that out. Zooming in and out. And then it's right mouse button and then move, or WASD again to move around the outside. Basically all the keys are the same for all 3, so fine. Okay, building. Buildings are the core elements of the station, can help you fulfill your crew's needs. They also transform, store and transport the resources required for maintaining Tychoon Station. Buildings have to be constructed. Resource cost. Constructing a building requires resources. All buildings cost a varying amount of alloys, and some can also cost electronics. Power consumption. Buildings require a certain amount of power to be active. You can activate and deactivate buildings by altering the current level of power consumption. To alter the current level of power consumption. The amount of power available within the Tychoon Station can be increased. Activating a building increases the required number of workers within a section. Having enough workers to operate all the buildings is essential to maintaining station safety. You can activate and deactivate buildings to alter how many workers are needed. Available buildings can be accessed from the internal construction menu or by pressing C. Buildings can be placed down so long as they do not overlap. Can be rotated with R. Must be connected to a road. This is made possible by having at least one of their access points overlapping with a road tile. Dismantle. Buildings can be dismantled. Dismantling a building will refund its alloys and electronic costs. Is that all of, or just part of? Assembly. When the building has been placed, the construction process begins. Stockpiles will send the resource transporters to deliver the correct amount of alloys and electronics to construction sites. Then any active workshop will send a mech to assemble the building. The bigger the building, the longer it will take to assemble. Each workshop can only construct one building at a time. The road network is the main way to transport goods from one location to another in your station. Roads cost no resources and take little time to build. Roads can be built and destroyed by clicking the corresponding icon. Workshops need to be linked to construction sites for worker mechs to be able to reach them. Stockpiles need to be connected to roads to an intended site for transporters to be able to remove and drop off resources. Even though you only have one sector available at the beginning, Tychoon Station is divided into 6 different sectors. Sectors contain the construction areas of the station. Each sector is independent and separated by a gateway. Sectors can be accessed by panning left or right, or by directly clicking on the minimap in the bottom right hand corner. Each sector has a constructible area of 1,680 tiles. 58 by 30 tiles. Resource management, resource bars at the top of the screen shows you the number or the amount. Shows resources amounts on Tycoon. The top number shows the total resources in all sectors, and the bottom numbers are the current sector's resources. There is a button in the left bar that toggles stockpile resource display. Each sector has a dedicated panel displaying the information of the unique sector: population, stability, working conditions status, power consumption, batteries, available water. You can access new sectors by manually overriding their lock algorithms. This process comes at a one-time cost in electronics. You will also need to have the specific amount of food and alloys delivered to the gateway to support the sector's ongoing needs, as well as ensure you have enough workers available for the sector's primary operations. Unlocking a new sector increases the structural demand on Tycoon, raising its overall fragility and thus resulting in a higher hull depletion rate. Interesting. Resources are the components required for construction on board Tycoon. Some resources are raw and must be industrially transformed if they are to be utilized. Iron can be converted into alloys, carbon can be converted into polymer, silicon can be converted into electronics, hydrogen can be converted into power, ice can be converted into water to sustain crops, waste can be recycled into other resources. Manufactured resources in science. The following resources serve different purposes. Alloys, building, Tycoon maintenance, polymers for spaceship and solar panels, electronics for advanced constructions, food to feed the population, cryopods, used to gain crew members, science points used to research new technologies, toggle HUD resources. The resource HUD allows you to see the location and quantity of your resources laid across the station. You can bring up the overlay by either holding the Alt key or by clicking on the button on the left of the resource bar. Did I? I didn't. Minimap. A minimap of Tycoon is located in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen next to the sector information panel. You can access each sector quickly by clicking on the sector number. Battery charge is displayed in the inner sector section of the map. When a sector's battery bar is full, the battery in said sectors are completely charged. Resources need to be stored in a stockpile. Stockpile can only store one type of resource at a time and have upgradable maximum capacities. A stockpile cannot interact directly with another sector. You need to transfer resources from one sector to another via resource management panel. So I was very much right about this being a management sim. There's going to be a lot of moving resources around from sector to sector to make sure that everywhere has what they need. Supplies have been left by DOLOS to finish the station's facility construction. Click on the flashing diamond-shaped icon above the supply to collect its resources. Ensure that the supply is connected to the road and to an active stockpile. In order to harvest supply, the stockpiles have a resource assigned to them. Just click the icon. There's the transporters. Each stockpile has a number of dedicated transport vehicles starting at 5. Transporters can move resources from stockpiles to locations requiring resources. Inner sector transporters whites cannot go to other sectors. Inner sector transporters intra-sector and inter-sector will only allow to transfer between. The Tycoon crew will communicate with you via data listening systems events. A number of options will be presented, allowing you to choose how to respond to crew requests, answering requests. A magnifying glass representing a DLS event. These can be exploration events on the planet's system map, or crew requests from inside Tycoon. Refusing crew requests inside the station will affect crew trust in your command. Your actions in response to crew requests may affect their trust in you. Be mindful that trying to offer the best outcomes for the population could cause more damage. should you fail to deliver your promises. The flow of time can be speeded up and stopped. Yeah, I had noticed that. Okay. I don't believe we have any notifications yet. No. Okay. Resolve the event. Communal dining at the workshop. Administrator, Tycoon crew members are currently unable to access food supplies. The Nyokond protocol directs the construction of a mess hall. This building is designed to distribute food from our stockpiles to the crew. Guaranteeing access to a food supply would affirm your competency as an administrator. Okay. I would like to build it here, but we have a stockpile in the way. Space, docking bay, factories, tech lab, population, crew quarters infamy, mess hall. And we can put this here for now, and then hopefully remove this. Or we can put the stockpile directly opposite it, actually. What we could do if there wasn't something in the way. Yeah, this needs... so we do need a stockpile. I imagine. I doubt the mess hall is going to act as a stockpile for me. Maybe it will. Serves food for up to 500 crew members every 5 cycles. So 50 food is used to serve 500 crew members. How much food do we actually have? Is it just that 60? Just that 60 at the minute. We can currently collect that, but ideally we want to collect that. Okay. Build a second stockpile. We can always I imagine we can transfer between stockpiles. So there's no reason we can't build a temporary stockpile here and then move it later so that it's right next to it. It'd be nice if I could mouse wheel to rotate that, but not that big of a deal. But integrity, trust, available power. Sector 1, happy, conditions optimals, consumption, no batteries in the minute, water. Can we do anything on the outside yet? Doesn't look like it. Okay, sign it. Food.
Administrator, I have an incoming transmission from Marduk Council member Henry Bargeville.
Bonjour, Administrator. What a wonderful day to embrace our fate, don't you think? I am Henri Bargeville, writer, philosopher, lobbyist, but most of all member of the Marduk Council. I have taken the liberty of personally arranging an exchange out of courtesy with the Oceanabe, a ship in high orbit belonging to one of our commercial allies, the Ashtongites. Even though they are a small organization, the Ashtongites are important partners who share the same pragmatic, moralistic, and spiritual outlook as we do. The Oceanabe will provide us with a source of food whilst carrying out the Tycoon's initial testing. By making it the first exclusive trade partner of the Tycoon, we will demonstrate to our long-term allies that DOLOS wishes for them to share in our successes. Please assign a cargo ship so that we can check the trade routines. Administrator, trust in genetic connectors. Self-similar space will reveal the pattern.
New objective, space exploration. Okay. Construct a cargo ship in the docking bay. Construct a science ship in the docking bay. Is this the docking bay? This is the docking bay. So, mining ship, cargo ship, science ship. Okay, so in order to be able to do that, we're going to need a place to store the polymer we have. Some crew members are lacking quarters. During human history, the unnecessary homelessness has always been an indicator of civilizational decay. Do not reproduce humanity's basic mistakes on board Tycoon. Ensure all crew have quarters within 12 cycles. Okay, we can do this. Population, crew quarters. For the time being, stuff in the wake. Okay, how many does that hold? Housing for 15 crew members. So we're probably going to need 2 is 30. We're going to need 8 of these. Unless I misread that. No, yeah, housing for 15 crew members. Where's my boats? Boat not connected to. Oh, does it have a specific output side? It's connected here, isn't it? Oh no, we've only just built that road. Fair enough. Or we are waiting for that road to build. Crew are being fed. Okay, let's... We're already collecting from there. I would like that road to finish, but we can collect all this stuff now. We're going to need a road to here so that we can collect that, and then we can move the stockpile for food to be directly opposite. And when it comes to making food, we can assign a little area here, so it's all nearby. We are going to need one more. That should be 90. Good. That's not going to be a problem, but it does look like food isn't going to last us a massive amount of time. I think we lost... if it's 50 food for 500, so it's every 10, so we'd be using 9 food every 5 cycles. Which is, I assume, what that means. Oh, it tells me in here, that's good. 1 food can feed 10 crew members. 9 food is required to feed all 85 crew members in the sector. A meal is served every 5 cycles. So that information is just straight up available to us. And it's available here as well. Good to know. No one going to build that road? Alright, you can only build a building at a time. Can I tell you to prioritize this? Be good if we had a prioritization system. Yeah, we can collect that. Get that out of the way. That'll allow us to move this. We can then allocate this to polymers. Grab that now as well. The moving around is a little bit weird just because of the way the whole camera's designed to basically rotate around the station. It's not unintuitive, it's just weird. To be fair, doing this isn't necessarily a good idea because we're using valuable space because we're space limited. It's not a problem at the minute on roads. Okay, so let's put our stockpile here, directly opposite that. And then once that's built, does the game pause here? Yeah, it must do. I can't. It must do, yeah. It must pause while we're in here. That's good. Okay, food. People need food to survive. In order to feed your population, you need to have a mess hall and food storage. The true crew of the Tycho are represented by this icon. The living conditions of the crew directly impact stability. The more people that are on the station, the more hope your crew will have for the future. However, growing numbers will scale up resources need. Make sure to always be a step ahead. The Tycho's crew is split into two different types, workers and non-workers. The latter do not have sufficient skills to operate the station facilities. People need food to survive. The crew will eat at time intervals, with meal cycles occurring every 5 cycles. If they are not provided with food at this time, they will begin to starve. After missing 3 meals, the starving population will progressively die. To prevent crew starvation, make sure the sector has enough food being brought in to its respective mess halls. The primary cause of instability in the station is homelessness. Make sure that the crew members have quarters to live in. Science ships allow you to interact with events on the planetary system map. Clicking on a point of interest on the map will dispatch a ship will dispatch a ship to that location. Once it has arrived, clicking the event icon will allow you to instruct the ship's team on how to proceed. Science ships can be built from the docking bay. Navigation. Science ships collect science points through events, allowing you to advance in your technology tree. Losing a ship team member will make the resolution of the event slower and starting new events impossible. In such cases, science ships must be sent back to Tycho to replenish its crew. Okay, so you're building roads and then you'll come down here and then we can put the food into here. I'm hoping that transferring food between stockpiles isn't going to be too tricky. Having a second workshop wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea. Because we can only have one of these at a time. There's probably a research that will allow us to have more than one active at a time, but we've not been given access to research yet. So we'll have to make do with just the one. It definitely doesn't look like there's a button in here to do it. Can I queue these up? Okay, it wants a cargo ship and a science ship. As it stands, we don't have any carbon. So yeah, we need to get a stockpile up. So I want food in here. And then I want carbon in here. Okay, good, it is just doing that for me. So let's grab that. Let's clear these two out next. So let's get a road connected to here since they're free. We'll connect a road to here so that we can start grabbing all of that as well. And delete that. That and that are connected by a road, so let's connect those so that we can grab those later as well. So let's grab those. Okay, the effect is slowing down because we don't have the resources. It's not the game's running slower. I may have to drop the quality a little bit. We're only running at 60 frames per second, or just. And we only have one sector. I did pump the graphics up just to get a feel. There are no active health buildings in Sector 1. 0 criminals are injured. We're not got a tutorial for that yet, so I'm not going to worry about it yet. Let's grab those polymers as well. I'd like to get rid of this next. Maybe we can put the medical bay over here. I know we can craft it. Okay, so that's the cargo ship. Order the cargo ship to retrieve food via the fleet management window. Tutorial, harvesting. In order to retrieve resources for Tycho, you will need a fleet. Your fleet is composed of cargo ships that transport resources and mining ships that extract resources. Your fleet is semi-automated and needs orders to function. Cargo and mining ships also have a limited period of autonomy in which they can operate in space. After 10 cycles, they'll return for Tycho for maintenance. If a ship is mid-task, it will complete it before returning. You can assign mining ships to extract any number of specific resources by left-clicking on the relevant box. Clicking multiple times will cycle through the priority levels assigned to the resource to extract. As with the mining ship, cargo ships can be assigned to retrieve any number of resources with varying priority levels. Cargo ships and mining ships can be built from the docking bay. They can be unassigned or destroyed by clicking on the corresponding icon below the ship in the docking bay menu. You can manage your mining ship and cargo ship on the fleet management page, which is accessible via the button on the bottom of the menu, which is currently highlighted. Okay, and we want it to high priority collect food. Interesting. They're using the rings of the map to indicate the gravity well. That's why they go down near the sun. Supply ship. Avoided. Resources to collect, high priority. Because it's nice and nearby. It's a little annoying I can't change the angle of this map. I can move around it, but it doesn't look like I can pan. Okay, science ship is on its way. We haven't been asked for it yet. I imagine we'll get asked for it the second we have a someone that needs medical attention. What else do we have access to in a minute? We do have access to a tech lab. Yeah, that message has gone away, so one assumes that it must be off collecting. We have lost population though. Okay, now the science ship is ready. Resolve the moon event on the planetary system map. Oh, let me go back in a second. Food has arrived. Good, that problem is now solved. We can't zoom any further out from here. We have to click the map icon. P for planetary map? I'm wondering if there's a shortcut for it. There probably is. There must be. Waiting for a science ship. Okay, so science ship to... Ooh. The moon.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Science ship Iceberg has arrived at the moon. Notifications. Can I leave that out? I mean, it's not like it's taking up space. Sorry. People on 21.9 can't see it, but as I said, the tutorial messages and the notifications are the only things that are pinned on the right-hand side of the screen, which is a reasonable place for them to be, so long as I get some kind of audio cue that they're there. Summary: the intelligence on the abandoned base. The base is out of commission. Auxiliary systems are operational and could be used to restore power. Transmissions from the Iceberg's team. We have reached the UN base. It is abandoned and depressurized. The surveillance system is still operational, awaiting order. Exploit the security vulnerability. Hack the security system. The Iceberg team will access the base and retrieve any confidential data present. The Iceberg team will dismantle the base and prepare a useful resource for extraction. I wonder if there is a right and wrong answer. This obviously is quicker. Let's see if we can get inside. Most risky of the options. I do like this little clock here. So obviously a cycle is a single rotation of the drum. Or the torus, however you want to call it. And the actual clock icon is showing the station rotating. And each cycle counts as it fills, which is interesting. It is an interesting, but nonetheless a very clear way to see it. Hacking in progress. I wonder if this will tick up while I'm in here, or if while I'm in here time doesn't move. I assume... Okay, yeah, it looks like time doesn't move unless you're explicitly on this screen here when you can see the actual cycles. So the game auto pauses a lot, which is fine. It's fine. Okay, almost done. Do we get a notification?
A science ship team has completed a task.
Yes, we do. We hacked into the main computer system as you ordered and retrieved several relevant research papers and databases. Ready for extraction. End data listening protocol. Okay. Dismantle the base. Okay, does it give us our actual population capacity? Oh, all of the inhabitants are named. Interesting. Workers, non-workers, colonists in space. I would like it to tell me the sector's capacity for population. At the minute, I know it's 90, but the second I'm going to have to start keeping track of multiple sectors, then I'm going to want to know, at a glance, it's like how much population I can have there. Oh, here we go. It's in this menu here. Stability, housing capacity is 120. That, did I math wrong? I mathed wrong, yeah, well, I actually only needed 6 of them. And that looks like how I transfer from sector to sector? Yeah. Okay. Okay, complaint resolved. No one is injured at the minute. I can just speed this up, can't I? Why wait? Okay, I need to find the hotkey for that. 1 sec. Let's actually have a look at the hotkeys, because one thing that this game definitely could use, show us the hotkeys for buttons on the buttons. I want to be able to hover this and see what the key is. I don't want to have to go into here to figure it out. Construction mode, power grid mode, building rotation, pan camera, zoom in and out, interior view. So the F keys are the swap between the views. Okay, it's keypad plus and minus rather than just plus and minus. Are the greater than and less than keys being used for anything? Alpha 1, Alpha 2, Alpha 3. What the hell are Alpha? Is that just 1, 2, and 3? Yeah, that's just 1, 2, and 3. Fair enough, there you go. I assume space is pause.
Team has completed a task.
Connecting science. Okay. That's connecting science. I imagine we now have resources over here that can be collected. That is resource to collect. Let's head over to fleet. For the time being, these are lower priorities, but you may as well pick them up if you can. Hang on. Oh, that's annoying. You have these down here. Let me tick these and then click them. Can I right click to go from... There we go, we can right click. We only have the one at the minute, so we may as well have it pick up things. There we go, it's going over here to get them. And it's got them all. It got them all. I don't think we have storage for them all, but we got them all. Okay, so it looks like this actually has an internal storage bay. Yeah, there's a stockpile here. That's useful to know and useful to have. Okay, so we're collecting the science from the moon. Build a tech lab. We can do that. Where do I want to put that? Behind the food? Let's put it here for the time being. Probably going to have to move things around. Ooh, that's a big building. It's a very big building. Here is about the only place it can go currently, because we kind of want all of this for food. Okay, we'll put that there. That's just going to need a lot of this, so let's start getting rid of some of these smaller stockpiles. It'd be good if they could just transfer between those two, but it doesn't look like they can. Okay, we're getting a feel for this. We'll get to... Iceberg has completed its action to the moon, abandoned base. Is it heading back on its own? It is not. We need to tell it to head back to Tiqqun Station. I assume. Oh no, we don't. We don't have to, it's already given us the research. Okay, the construction ship should be on its way over now. Yeah, there it is. Ship, drone, whatever you want to call it. Let's run that down there, because that'll let us then grab all of that stuff. Same with that. Okay, so all of the stockpiles are now in range for us to collect. Once the roads are built. Okay, let's grab this.
Administrator, I have an incoming transmission from DOLOS's head of medicine, Dr. Abhinav Munshi.
Greetings, Administrator. I'm Dr. Abhinav Munshi, DOLOS expert in compartmentalism and medicine, and a member of the Marduk Council. I'm glad to finally meet you, even in this digital manner. Your psychological test results were quite impressive. My friend and colleague, Philip Stanford, couldn't be here today, so I will take the role of introducing you to the final stages of the VOHLE engine integration. Before we get into that, however, we would like you to complete the testing station's exploration and enhancement capabilities. You'll then be able to begin researching the EVA airlock and assess its compatibility with the Tiqqun's core systems. I hope that the work of our team will ensure that you're equipped to deal with most situations you encounter up there. Before I leave you, Stanford would like me to remind you that space is a far less fanciful and forgiving environment than science fiction would have us believe. It would be wise to remember that.
New objective, construct the VOHLE engine. So one assumes we go from in here. Apparently not. We must do it from externally. Research EVA airlocks via the technology tree. Okay. EVA airlocks. Oop, that window is all the way over on the left-hand screen. Interesting. I will try to remember to slide the camera over. But not only do you research the actual thing itself, but all of the upgrades are listed underneath the section. They're all locked in the minute because obviously we're still in the tutorial. Let's get that going. Dismiss all of those. Quickly have a look at this tutorial. Okay, we don't need to slide it, it shows us here. Having the tech lab provides access to the technology tree. The tech lab generates science points passively, but the main way to earn science points is through space exploration. Researching new technologies requires science and time, so make sure to spend your science points wisely. Unlocking science ships upgrades may prove may provide unique options during exploration events. Most technology can be upgraded. The circles above a technology on the tech tree show how many upgrades are currently available. Okay, so I'm assuming none of those are available yet. Yeah, they're all locked. It's fair enough. Okay. I might put another metal stockpile down over here. Let's grab that now that we can grab it. Damn it, it's in the way. Will that fit there? That would fit there if we could get rid of it. There's going to be some interesting Tetrising going on later. We need to open that to see it. Is there a place that we can see this? Oh. Technology tree. Is it done? Airlock is done. Okay. Build an EVA airlock. Space. Well, it's big. I shouldn't be surprised. Oh, not only is it big, we actually can't attach it anywhere. Oh, we can attach it on this side. We don't have to have it on the inner side, we can have it on the outer side as well. Okay, well, we have found space for it. It's going to take 90. Can we add... I'll have to try and remember to move this later. Can I get the constructor to build that as an order? High priority. Pause. Can you deliver to there first? Yes, good. Because if we can build that, then we can just get that to collect these and then feed that directly from here and it'll build faster. Okay, unpause that. And then we can go out that. Let's collect these.
Due to insufficient levels of electricity generation, Sector 1's power demand has overloaded. Stanford routines recommend that you construct an external solar panel to boost overall electrical output.
Okay. Notifications. The technology EVA airlock has been unlocked. It would have been nice if that made a noise. With an EVA airlock, the Tiqqun crew is able to manage the station's exterior, repair the hull, and build contraptions such as solar panels to generate more power. To manage the external of the station, click on the Tiqqun icon in the action panel. Multiple airlocks will speed up exterior activities. Oops. Power is a representation of the electrical needs to run a building. Your station starts with a capacity of 60 power total. The power gauge is located at the top of the interface. The more buildings you have, the more power you will need. The main way to increase power is to construct solar panels through the EVA airlock. To turn power on or off in a building, you can either enable it or disable it via the building panel or through the power grid view. Use this view to click the button under the power gauge. When you run out of power, either by losing outputs or powering on a building that you don't have enough power available, a power overload occurs. If you do not have any batteries present, the overload leads directly to a blackout. Batteries can be researched in the technology tree. You can click on the power indication on the top bar to switch the power grid view. At first, the Tiqqun will lack the backup option systems that allow buildings to withstand power overloads, and accidents may happen as a result. Overloads will also provoke a 5% trust drop. Batteries provide power for their respective sectors. While an overload is in effect, if the overload has not been resolved before a sector's battery runs out, a blackout will occur. Blackouts will impact the crew's trust in you. A blackout occurs when stored up power in a sector's battery runs out and all of the sector's buildings shut down. This will occur automatically if no batteries are present. Batteries can be researched in the technology tree. If a blackout occurs, moving the station's power... if the blackout occurs when moving the station, the power will turn back on automatically. If a blackout occurs during an overload, the power will automatically turn back on when the overall power demand falls below Tycho's maximum power capacity. Working conditions. Most building needs workers in order to function. However, if a sector doesn't have enough workers, its inhabitants' working conditions will deteriorate in order to keep the facility running correctly. Working conditions are based on the total workers needed in the activity buildings to run the sectors. If the number of fit workers present in the sector let's try that again. Working conditions are based on the total workers needed to activate buildings to run a sector and the number of fit workers present in the sector. Injured or starving crew are not able to work. There are 4 levels of working conditions. Optimal, 0 to 5% position 0 to 5% positions unstaffed. Extra hours, 5 to 20 positions unstaffed. Overworked, 20 to 40 positions understaffed. And danger, over 40 positions understaffed. If you don't have enough workers in a sector, working conditions for present workers will start to deteriorate. The worse the working conditions in the sector, the less safe the workplace will be. This will lead to accidents. Working conditions can be checked by the sector view at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. To improve the working conditions, either turn off some buildings or increase the affected sector's population of workers by awakening cryopods or transferring crew from other sectors. A sector becomes specialised in a discipline when it has a certain amount of buildings of the same type. Specialisations give bonuses to support the allocated sector. You can see a building's type by clicking on the building. Once unlocked, sector specialization can be viewed in the data listening system policy window. Let's pause for a second. Okay. Let's turn the power off in here. Can we do that while paused? There we go.
Power restored.
There we go. Right, it wants us to build additional solar panels. Can we actually do this now? Exterior construction. Solar panels, set 2. Do we have the spare polymers? We do. Hull repair will be temporarily paused during construction. And it also wants us to finish implementing the VOHLE engine. EKP engine allows Tycoon to travel within planetary systems. Allows the Tycoon to traverse self-similar space. Two alloys to 26 hull points per cycle. Airlocks are running at 50% efficiency. The higher the hull integrity is, the longer it will take EVA airlocks to identify new breaches to repair, lowering their efficiency. So they're not as effective if the hull is fine. So that's how much is available, and then yeah, this is the overall power bar. Okay, so you construct and then upgrade them. Although these ones seem to be on a different location. Where's meetings on part 2? It is just upgraded. Okay, let's get this VOHLE engine constructed. we can also then reactivate our tech building. Crew is happy. Conditions, extra hours. Can I bring that down? We can bring it down to optimal. We need more people. Ooh, we are out of food. Reports are being received related to Barjavelin card optimization protocol on board the Tycoon. They indicate the crew members are being overworked, although DOLOS employees' contracts make it clear that a high degree of flexibility is required. This situation is beginning to take a toll on the morale. It would be pragmatic to deploy additional crew members or reduce the number of concurrently active workplaces. Request additional staff. Working a few more hours when the future of humanity is at stake is a sacrifice we push on. Let's request more staff. That is not the menu. Does this one grab in staff? This one does collect staff. Say no reason not to send them out. Okay, that also has all the materials it needs. Let's empty out this one first. That'll fill that and partially fill that. We can have that one next. Oh, it did just give us the crew. But we do have a problem that we don't have the food, because the place we're getting the food from doesn't have any. So people are going to start starving. Can we turn this on now? Good. Insect farm. Raise insects, convert them into one food per cycle. Let's get that as a matter of priority now.
Administrator, because of your continued successful management of the Tycoon, DOLOS have authorized the dispatch of new crew members and food supplies. Please ensure that they have suitable accommodation once you reach Proxima Centauri. Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Bring the remaining workers from on board of Tycoon. We already have that set to go, so it's just a matter of waiting for them to arrive. Okay, good. There's now got a nice percentage mark on there. I was wondering whether or not we would. Pledge that there will be 3 insect farms in Tycoon within 10 cycles. I don't know if I can build them that fast. How long is it going to take to finish researching? Put another workshop. We'll put this one over here for the time being. Marscan, I realise that we are well over the hour at this point. There is a particular point in this game that I know is coming up, and I want to end on that. The UN has established a facility on Mars. The crew is currently lacking the materials required to repair a critical fault in the oxygen supply. They have submitted an official request for DOLOS aid. Repair the fault in exchange for resources. Repair the fault in exchange for research data. We're not that tight on resources yet, so let's go for research data. Ah, we haven't actually collected all the staff from there yet. I get the feeling if we put these here, we're going to block off some things. Let's put them over there. That gives an extra 30. Let's grab that and then we can destroy that road. Pause for a second. How big are these things? They ain't small. And that one's not connected to a road at the minute. Okay, we should easily get those 3 built in time. Production bases. Food can be produced in the station by food producing buildings. Ensure your survival even without external food sources. Buildings such as insect farms periodically generate food as long as they are powered. Insect farms will not operate when full and need to be emptied. Make sure you have stockpiles available in the sector. Okay, how much power do these take? 5 each, so that shouldn't put us over. We can empty out this. We can now strip out this road. We're going to need a population capability of 200. A little over 200. We have housing capacity for 150 at the minute, which would include that one. Maintenance, no. Population. Okay, that's 150. No, 180. Okay, should give us 215. No, 205. Hopefully that's enough. We may need a little bit more. No, it's plus 30. 210.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Do I just get the science? Yeah, I do just get the science. Okay, let's speed things up a little. Let's extend our reserves of food. Extend our ability to hold food. We should be able to build another one of these if we need to, but it's going to push our power limit, so... Yeah, we can hold 210. So these should each produce, we're using 20 per tick, these should each produce, 20 per 5. So we need a production of 5 per tick. So we actually do not have enough at the minute. But let's do what it asks us to.
Administrator, the different phases of preparation, calibration, and verification were successfully completed. You must now start the VOHLE bonding procedure. DOLOS protocols now deem you competent to gather resources, knowledge, and test colonization routines once you reach Proxima Centauri. Before you do so, Vanir Dolos, Marduk Council founder and Dolos CEO, wants to talk to you.
Let's... We know that we're about to run out of power. That's only 10. Okay, we can construct that. It's not going to be enough. We can potentially reorganize this slightly, assuming it does actually give us back all our money. But we'll see.
Hello, Administrator. I'm glad to see that you have managed to complete your assignments in preparation for this unique moment in history. You must understand that this is not simply another chapter in humanity's story. The book of our life on Earth is over, and we stand now at its epilogue. It saddens me to think that there are many who have yet to comprehend the reality of our situation. We've endured endless cycles of war, crisis, and famine. Still, the worst is yet to come. There are others like Dolos who have prepared for this outcome, but most of our kind remain sheltered from the horror of the predicament we find ourselves in. This pale ghost of civilization will wither and die, and with it, the tenets and values of the past. As we prepare to leave this system for the first time, perhaps we must decide which fragments we will pick up and take forward with us. Through Dolos, I am offering mankind an alternative means of survival. The Tiqqun is a tablet upon which we will carve our new history. Do you recognize why I have done all of this? Having foreseen our fate, I became fixated on altering it. I set about fashioning the ropes and tying the knots that would bind together this magnificent ship. It is true that our time in this world is brief, but at least I can rest assured knowing that my legacy will endure for eons. Farewell, Administrator. For the few who stand in the light and the many who dwell in the dark, you carry the fate of us all.
Move Tiqqun into the moon's orbit. Confirm Tiqqun movement. 0.7 cycle. All power from the main grid will be diverted to the KEP system during the 0.7 cycles Tiqqun moves. Sectors will be powered by batteries during this time, which we do not have any of. We would need to research them. We should probably have done that by now. Oh, we can't. They're not part of this tree. Initiate a VOHLE jump via the planetary button on the system map. Okay, push the button. All power from the main grid will be diverted to the engine during the 0.7 cycles, the charging 0.7 charge preceding ignition. Sectors will be powered by batteries during this time.
In accordance with Ralph Stanford procedures, all ships must return to the Tycoon before VOHLE jump initiation.
That's going to take a while to get here. Speed it up a little bit. Hull integrity's gone down.
Full engine ready.
It's okay, we can wait. We don't need to push the button. We can let our ship get here first. Here it comes.
The Earth, our home, she is unique. Held in its bosom are the ingredients of evolution. Beyond raw survival, beyond the safety of comfort, we, humanity, pursue something greater. We have learnt, persevered, shaped our knowledge from that which is found in the furthest realms of science. However, humanity has brought destruction to the Earth, polluted its blood, choked its breath. Today we are paying the price for this. We know the taste of a dying world. But the Earth is not to be our grave. A mother does not wish to see her children disappear with her. She wishes to see instead courage in her children, to carry on. DOLOS carries this courage. We have gone further than any nation, moved faster than any corporation, hand in hand with those who, like us, carry that courage. The Tycoon Station is both an epilogue of these endeavors and a prologue to humanity's next steps. Our Council of Scientists leads the vanguard. They know, as do we all, that the survival of humanity now depends on what we glimpse out there in the dark. That we are masters of our own destiny. That we must go as a species bound together, pushing further into the unknown. We set sail on this new sea because there is hope to be found, horizons to explore, and because our very existence depends on it. I give you the stars. I give you the VOHLE engine.
It winged the moon.
Full jump complete. Running preliminary diagnostics. Several anomalies detected. Multiple digital security breaches found within VOHLE jump routines. Full engine critically damaged. Hull integrity compromised. Analysis confirms discrepancies between the mission clock and the apparent advanced state of the solar system. We are receiving no communication signals from Earth. Likelihood of ongoing survival stands at approximately 7.67%. Activating Marduk survival protocols. New mission objective established. Ensure humanity's survival by finding a habitable exoplanet. Urgent issues requiring immediate attention. Increase food production output. Restore hull integrity.
Well, shit. Things went bad that quick.
A new request awaits your attention.
Okay, we'll pause it and we'll leave it there. So I'd seen, or they'd shown that cutscene ages ago as what part of their promotional material is. One of the only things I know about this game. It looks like basically everything is gone. The moon's been partially destroyed. So shit has hit the fan, or more accurately, the ship or the station has hit the moon. So we shall leave it there for today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. Back again on Wednesday for episode 2. And we'll see whether or not we can salvage this situation. So thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Cheerio.